Hello, hello, hello. What's up, from? But hello, it's Renee. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. The sun is gloriously shining today, which I think I say most days that I film because I tend to film when it's sunny because that's when there's light. But you can see the rays glistening in my plant. Love it. Today we're going to do a little bit of a book unhaul. I'm going to show you some books I'm getting rid of. I'm going to tell you why. But first, can you subscribe, please? Thank you. Would appreciate it. And tell me all your feelings down below. Tell me about them. We have just 4 books that we're getting rid of today. And mostly for different reasons, for the most part. I love to declutter. I love just everything, not just my books, everything. I love going through, plucking things out, donating them, having stuff around that I don't use. It kind of weighs on me a little. So same with books. I have a lot of books, but they're all good. Ideally, hopefully, is the goal. So I made a little pile. Even making this pile was a little painful because usually I find one book, she's out. But I was like, this could be a good video. Interesting. Show you the books I get rid of. But it was painful to wait until I had enough to make a video that was just one video. I guess I could do a short, but I wanted to do a full video. So finally, we've made it to 4. So I'll make a video. So here we are. Let me show you what books I'm getting rid of and tell you why. Okay, so the first one is called The Other Black Girl by Zakiya Dalila Harris, perhaps. And this one, I really didn't enjoy this story. I don't know, it just felt, so the first 3 quarters are normal, and then it gets, I don't know, I guess paranormal. It also gets like magical powers. And it wasn't like you're creating this world where you like are expecting this and you're enjoying it, and it was just like, okay, now this office worker has magical powers, and it just didn't seem to make sense. It didn't flow with the story. I didn't believe it. It just sort of took me out, and the rest of the book I was just kind of, I don't know, like making this face like the whole time I was reading, like what? And I found it was distracting from maybe the story they were trying to tell. I wouldn't read it again. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. I think there's way better stories out there. Yeah, and so because of that, because I wouldn't read it, because I would never lend it to someone, it wasn't like horrible, but it just, yeah, it wasn't a great story. So I'm going to pop it in the free library. Someone else might enjoy it, but it wasn't great. I'm telling you where I'm putting them because, okay, so when I get rid of a book, there's different places I put them, and I'll tell you where I'm going to put all these books. But sometimes when they're really bad, I like literally recycle them. I'm like, no one should read this ever. So I recycle it. This one isn't like on that level. Someone else can read it and enjoy it. So I'm going to put it in a free library. Okay. My battery's dying. 1 second. We're back. Got a new battery. Great. Yeah. Other Black Girl. Free library. Okay. The next one that I'm getting rid of, calm down, don't freak out, is The Moonstone by Wilkie Collins. And now this book is incredible, luscious, delicious, detective fiction, wonderful, have at least read twice, will read again. Okay, that's what this is. But I already have a copy. This is one I had bought for someone for Christmas. And then I ended up finding a much more beautiful edition that I gave them for Christmas. And I still had this paperback. The introduction is written by Dorothy L. Sayers. So I kind of still want to read the intro in this edition. What, William? I just learned that Wilkie Collins' first name is actually William. How long is it? Oh, it's really short. Okay, well, maybe today or tomorrow I will... Is that the intro? Oh, yeah, it's like 4 pages. Okay, before I give this away, I'm going to read the intro by Dorothy L. Sayers because I also love her. And then I think I'm going to gift it to someone that I think would like it. In fact, I have someone in mind, but I'm not going to say it. I'm sure they'll get it before I put this up, but just in case. Because it's a really good book. But I have 2 copies, so I'm going to gift this one to a friend who I think would like it. That's it. Okay, the next one, number 3, we are just trucking along, going through these fast, is the Practical Guide to Candy Making by Paul Villard. Now, this is something that I found in a free library, and I was like, that's really cute. It's about food. I love candy. Let me snap it up. And I've had it for a little bit. Not terribly long, a few months maybe. And I'm sure this would have been a very helpful book at one point. And I kind of love like the old cookbook vibe, but there's just way better resources now for actually like how to make candy. And I'm much more likely to like buy a new book that has like more instructions and more photos, or like watch a video than use this book. Plus there wasn't candies in here that I was just like really excited about. You know, like these things, like I wasn't terribly excited to make these. And so I think this is something that I would just end up having on my shelf for a long time, never using, never reading. And maybe someone else who like really loves maybe collecting these books or really loves old cookbooks would get a lot more joy out of this. So I'm going to put this back into a free library for someone else to look at, or maybe just do what I did. Maybe they'll just look through it, skim it, put it back. Yeah, but it ended up, I know it's not something I'm going to use. I love old books, but I love new cookbooks because they just make everything so clear. Sometimes in these books, they're like, cook till done. And you're like, okay, what's done? I don't know what done is. Maybe this one's not like that. I don't know. I haven't looked at that closely. But I am going to pass on this one and put it back. The last one here that we are getting rid of is Major Pettigrew's Last Stand by Helen Simonson. Now, this won't be a surprise if people watched what I read in maybe January. I think it was January. Yeah, it just like really kind of let me down as a story. It felt too didactic. Like it felt, instead of creating a beautiful story, they just felt like they were trying to teach me a million different things. And it wasn't even just like one message. It was like 30 different messages, and you're kind of confused the whole time. Not confused, but just like you're not sure what they want you to think or what, I don't know. And it wasn't like confused in a good way where things are ambiguous. It just felt like they missed the mark. Like they had a vision, but they like didn't execute well. And they were trying to like be too woke for their own good. Like too woke, it ruined the story. And like that's, Toni Morrison would never, you know what I'm saying? She would never. And so it was odd. There was a lot of like plot lines that I was like, a couple I was like, oh, I wonder how they're going to tie that up. I wonder, like, I'm excited to figure out what happens here. And then they just did like cop-outs. Like, I mean, kind of a spoiler, I guess, but I'm not recommending you to read it. So you shouldn't, it won't matter. But like this whole time there was this like family heirloom, and people were fighting about it, and it was like who's gonna get it? How are they gonna resolve this? And then at the end, the family heirloom like gets dropped off a cliff, and it's like, oh, that was so unsatisfying. Like it's not like that's literally never gonna like. It's not the chances of your family heirloom getting dropped off a cliff in a park. Like, I think they just didn't know how to resolve it, so they dropped off a cliff, and there was, yeah, it just got weird at the end. Anyway, did not enjoy it. Don't think it was terribly well executed story. I have a lot of issues with the book, and so I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm not gonna recycle it, even though I don't think it's good at all, but I will put it in a free library. I guess it gets a free library. It clearly makes me feel a certain kind of way. Anyway, these are my little 4 books that I'm getting rid of. I almost also included a library book that I need to take back, but I thought that that was not the point of this video. But there's also a library book that I need to get out of my house. Yeah, so these 4 I've taken off my shelf, and I am going to gift one, free library the other 3. Oh, actually, and there's one more thing that I need to do whenever I take a book out of my library. One second. One thing that I do is I guess I have. I've cataloged all of my books onto library cards. I don't have a cute drawer for it yet. They're just in the box they came in. But when I get rid of a book, I need to take out its card, so it's no longer in my library card stack. I don't know if I've made a card for all of these, because especially the cookbook, I think I was like uncertain if I was going to keep it. So maybe I didn't make one, but let's see. Let's look for Paul Willard. No, I don't think I did make one for the candy making one. Or maybe I took it out already. That's a possibility. Because I've had it in my get rid of pile for a little bit. Okay, so I don't have one for the candy making one. Let's see the other black girl, Harris. Okay, it looks like this is a very anticlimactic video. I guess I already got rid of it. Or didn't make one because I kind of hated it the whole time. Okay, Major Pedigree's Last Stand. I don't think I ever made one because I hated it from the beginning. But let's look. Oh, I did. Tragic. Okay, so I have this card. And usually I just tuck it back, like, at the end where all the blank ones are. At first I was thinking maybe I'll keep a record of all the books I give away, because that's kind of fun too. Like, look at all the books I've shared. But then I ended up using them all for, like, the alphabet tabs. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep that back there in case I want to, like, further divide my alphabet with the little cards. So I don't have to waste a new card. Okay, Major Pettigrews, and then I know I didn't make one for this because it was always going to be a gift. That's that, and then I can close my little cataloging system. One day I'm going to have the cutest little library drawers, and they're all going to be in there, and it's going to be really nice. But right now, this just lives under my bookshelf. Okay. Whew. What time is it? Oh. Okay, I got to scoop my bahoot, because I got places I need to be. But thank you for watching this. I hope that you enjoyed. And please like, please subscribe. Please message below if you love these books or if you also hate these books. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I missed the point. Especially in these 2. Maybe I missed the point, but I really didn't get it. I did not get it. So, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope the sun is shining where you are. I hope you get a read today, but not these books. See you soon. Bye.